Hi, it's Christine again. Now in this video, I'm going to show you how to do French knots. So this pattern, basically you're supposed to do a French knot on each of these little red circles. Now, if you don't want to, you don't have to. The little red circles are going to show up whether you put a French knot on them or not. But for our purposes, I'm going to show you how to do it. It does make it look quite nice. It gives it a little bit more depth and definition if you do the stitching over top. So for French knots, I always like to use a milliner's needle. And you can see how big this milliner's needle is. This is a size 1, which is great for using pearl cotton or embroidery floss. So the eye here is big enough to put the embroidery floss through. And the thing about a milliner's needle is that the needle is the same width all the way up here. So when you're pulling it through like a wrapped stitch, which is what a French knot is, then it doesn't snag at all when you're pulling it right through to the tip. If you're using something like a chenille needle or something that's got a bigger eye that kind of branches out a little bit at the top, it gets a bit wider, it can snag and it's harder to keep your stitches nice. So if you're going to be doing a lot of French knots, which this pattern has a lot of French knots, a milliner's needle is really great to use. And we do have those on our website, and this is a size 1. So I've got 3 strands of embroidery floss. I've already put a knot at the end of my floss. And to do a French knot, you're going to come up in the middle of that spot and pull your thread all the way through. Now, I'm going to see if I can get this close enough for you to see. I think that's as close as I can get. Okay, so you're going to wrap the thread around the needle, and you can do it 1, 2, I usually do 3 times. And then you're going to take the needle and put it right back in where you came out. Okay, and then use this finger to hold that thread nice and taut. Not really tight, but just so it doesn't get bunched up. And then pull your needle all the way through. And see how nice it went through, didn't get caught at all. That one's a little off because I was watching the screen more than where I was doing. I'll do another one for you. I'll do this one here. Okay, so you're going to come up, pull your thread all the way through. The little ends are getting caught on there. Okay, and then you're going to hold the thread in your other hand and wrap it around. 1, 2, 3. And then put your needle back down where you came out and pull the thread tight. And then, oops, can you see? Hold that thread and pull the needle through. And it's beautiful, nice, tight French knot. Sometimes if I'm in a rush, if I'm doing other stitching on a wool applique and I only need a couple French knots, I'll just use my chenille needle that I have. But I never find that my knots are as nice as when I use a milliner's needle. Okay, so I'll do it one more time for you. So we're going to wrap 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to stick it into that same hole. Hold that thread nice and tight. Pull the needle through. And there's your knot. See it? Oh, there it is. There's the 3 little knots. So that's a French knot using the milliner's needle. Thanks.